Welcome to Southeast News. I am Barry Kumo Ado. Today on the news, doctors resume duty as NMA calls off strike. Southeast yet to benefit from Nelfund loan. Permanent Secretary allegedly beats HOD to coma in Anambra State. Stay with us. The indefinite strike action backed upon by the Anambra State branch of the Nigerian Medical Association NMA has been called off. A statement signed by the chairman, Dr. Princeton Okam, and Secretary Dr. Ifeanyi Obiaili on Sunday, the association said the decision followed the release of Dr. Stephen Eze, a private practitioner based in Ihiala, kidnapped since 15 August 2024. The kingdom led the NMA to direct its members to down tools on August 22 after issuing a prior 48-hour ultimatum, which was observed in full by doctors and private and government employees, thus worsening the cases of patients that needed treatment. The release further directs that clinics should resume at 8 o'clock on Sunday, 25th August. NMA appreciated the people of Anambra for supporting and bearing with them through the trying times, praying that such tribulation does not arise again. The federal government agency in charge of student loans, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, had explained why there are no students of any Southeast higher institution among the beneficiaries of its loans disbursement so far. The agency said that no institution from Southeast has responded to its request for verification of students for the disbursement. NELFund stated this on X, in response to criticism that the region was deliberately left out of a student loan scheme. This followed the release of a list of 19 institutions that have benefited from the loan scheme. The list published on Friday shows that NELFund had so far disbursed a total of 2.9 billion naira loan to 27,667 students across 19 federal universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education, but none from the Southeast. What NELFund is saying is that they are ready to disburse its loans, but the Southeast students are not considered for the loans because those who should do the verification have not done them. NELFund said it sent a verification list to every institution eligible for disbursement. Payments are being made to institutions that have responded to the verification. The Anambra State government said it would take necessary action to address the fight and alleged strangulation that occurred between the Permanent Secretary of the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Mrs. Chinwe Achugbu, and one of the heads of the department, a female in the ministry. Achugbu was one of the new permanent secretaries recently appointed by the state governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Although the cause of the fight had not been fully ascertained, reports have it that it took the intervention of some persons around the ministry to separate the two persons before normalcy returned to the ministry. A reliable source in the ministry will crave anonymity disclosed the development to journalists, alleging that the permanent secretary inflicted severe injuries on the HOD to the extent that she was immediately rushed to the emergency ward of the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital, Amakwuoka, before she was resuscitated. The source said the incident happened and everything in that story happened, but it was that two of them fought over a yet to be disclosed matter, and the permanent secretary tried to strangle the HOD as she had held her neck for several minutes. It was a very chaotic moment. Another source, an employee in the ministry, also confirmed the development. However, when the permanent secretary was contacted at her office at the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare located at Dora Akunyili Women Development Center, Oka, For reaction to the allegation, she declined comments, saying that she was forbidden to speak as a person under authority. Further directed a reporter to go and ask the head of service. When contacted on what steps had been taken to address the development, the head of service, Theodora Igwebe, said she was aware of a reported fight at the ministry through social media, but was yet to be officially briefed on what happened. Igwebe vowed to take action after an investigation and findings have been concluded on the matter. Residents of Thinkers Corner, Enugu, have called on the state government to come to their rescue and rehabilitate most of the internal roads in the area. Those who spoke with correspondent Chinemere Mikegunam lamented the harm done to vehicles as a result of the deplorable condition of the roads. They particularly drew attention to the portions of Elo Street, especially the spot in front of the Ojus Okalo estate, which is said has become almost impassable.
Sullivan did some portion of the road, and then after, it was out of pressure that the one between that express junction and that point there was done by Buruburu. The transporters mounted pressure because then it was difficult accessing Thinkers Corner from that angle. But eventually, you did it up to this point and stopped. But the ray of hope now is that I listened to the news the other day in the roads program of His Excellency Governor Mba that he included Thinkers Corner. I hope part of what we are doing now, we ginger them up. The roads are not terribly bad, but not good enough for the kind of citizens and for the kind of promises they have in their manifesto when they were campaigning.
They observed that the road, if put in good shape, will be a major bypass that would decongest the ever-busy Abapa Junction, as those traveling to MNA and Naira Triangle area of the state could easily use the road.
The bad road we are facing here is too much and is spoiling people's cars plenty. Like some place now, some people's car is being come and hang on the road. Not, you can't move less they look for people to push it out to, so you understand. So this is how we are facing this. And the road every time is like this Ozuzokalo Street. It can't work as people think. Like every time water is following there. Even for drying season, that place is can't dry. So every time the road has fallen more.
If you go some places, you will see say they are working on the roads. But these Thinkers Corner, like government, they are not passing here. You see how that Thinkers Corner road is. See university for up there and see road. The road is very bad. It's not good. See school close. There's one big school in this place. See AC drugs here and see road. They are not living in the good roads. The road is very. Any car that come here now, unless somebody will find someone to help him to push the car. Any person will come here and say he wants use leg, unless he go wait for keke carry and cross before he go where they go. Because this road is bad.
They lamented the plight of commuters and drivers plying the road, as well as those that their schools, churches, businesses, homes are located in the area.
You can't have a good road, whether of trunk A or trunk B or trunk C, without drainage. So if you construct a road without a drainage, it will wear us very soon. So when people complain about the state of roads, road infrastructure, you agree with me, is part of the development index. Road, water, light, shelter, security. You follow? So for an urban area, that is why I say I'm happy with what I had in the news. The program for roads in Enugu, we have already seen some of them, and I'm happy they remember Thinkers Corner this time around, and more so the rural areas. So, but specifically for Thinkers Corner, If you compare it to other parts of the cities, you say that we are still better off. But we should have better than what we are having now.
The Abakwa Corner Emene Airport Road severely appeared on the list of roads slated for rehabilitation by the Enugu State government. But serious work has never been done on the road, which condition has been worsened by lack of drainage channels. That's the news for now. When we return, we'll be looking at the perennial costs of, of food in the country, especially the Southeast, and what can be done about it. Just last week, we had some wonderful news when it was said that in some states in the southeast, the prices of foodstuff fell, while in some other states, the high costs were still there. But it's becoming an annual ritual for us to begin to think of when prices will go down and when they will rise. Yet, we should be asking ourselves, we have so many people who say that they are farmers in Nigeria today. Are we going backwards? We have hydroponic type of farming. We have people who farm in sacks. We have people who farm in different ways. Some people have even proposed all-season farming. But yet, at certain times of the year, we still lack food on our table. Not just food on our table. Food that is cheap, or let me use a better phrase, that is affordable on our table. The big question is, where are we getting it wrong? Today with me in the studio in Southeast News, I have Kenneth Eze. He says he's a farmer. I'm using the word he says he's a farmer because by the time you see Kenneth Eze, you'll be wondering, is he a farmer? It looks more like an agric businessman. But Kenneth Eze is here. Good afternoon, Kenneth.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome to Southeast News.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, in the preamble, you heard we are just subject to the vagaries of traders. I don't want to say farmers because farmers get this produce out and bring it into the market. And then when it gets into the market, we have a situation of where the prices are now beyond the reach of even the farmers. So where are we getting it wrong?
Okay, I love the fact that you said farmers, get this produce to the market. That is where the problem starts from. Now, farmers will go to the farm and produce. Middlemen will come and take those produce to the market. The farmer only stops at the farm most times. They stop there. So these middlemen will come to the farm, pick it up from there, and go and sell. So most times farmers are left to just go home with peanuts. So the people that make this money are the middlemen. So to ensure that farmers make the real money that is accrued to them, they should have what we call farmers markets. Now, a farmer goes to the farm, cultivates, gets his or her crops, brings it to the marketplace and sell. That is when it cannot affect the prices of things. Because if the middleman goes and gets these things from the farmer, he will add his own money to it. Now, adding up to the farmer's own, farmer can sell, for example, 50 naira. Then the middleman will now sell for 100 naira. Then this is how the price starts getting high and higher and above. So we don't have something like a farmer's market. So that is why you see, if you go to some markets, some marketplaces, we're all saying that the prices of things have reduced. This is because the markets they go to buy these things, these markets are closer to the farmers. For example, Ugogo. Go to Ugogo, Nike, and Enugu East. You see where the farmers will just come. They have, now go to Udi, my hometown. You go to Riago, go to Eke. You see all these market days are when the farmers bring those things to the market. Those days, if you go, you discover that the prices are relatively cheaper than when it is not the market days. Now it's because these farmers go to the farm, get the goods by themselves, and come out and sell. Sometimes they give it at a giveaway price. So that is why I'm taking my time to lay this foundation, is for us to know where this problem actually started from.
Now, in knowing where the problem started from, does it solve the problem? You know why I'm asking? Every market day, the farmer comes to the market and sells. Abi?
Yeah.
But the major issue is not selling. The major issue is, what does a farmer want to do? What does a farmer want to do with that money he is going to sell his produce for? Is he going to reinvest into the farm? Now, if you want to eliminate the middleman, what are the possible solutions?
Yes, I've mentioned one. One is establishing a farmers market. We should have the farmers market we have are those market days. Just like if you go to Google now, they will tell you in a week they have something like Ore when they come to sell once in a week. So other days, what happens? The middleman goes to sell. And when you go, you don't buy it at the same rate, you buy it when it is that market day. So if we can have a farmer's market, every day farmers bring their goods to farm.
So sorry, I'm interjecting so quickly. Who are these we?
The farmers.
Now you're talking,
farmers.
because if the farmers are the ones that are going to establish a market for themselves, then we're getting somewhere.
Yes.
But if you're waiting for maybe the village to establish a market for the market, for farmers, or the local government, we're not going to go anywhere.
But actually, the local government can do that, because there is one they have started opening along Gugogo, Enugu East, after the roundabout going towards Nsukka. The former local government chairman mapped out a large area. They have already fenced it. They want to make that a market where people can go and have structures, physical structures, where they can keep their things and sell throughout the whole week. So that is one of the ways I'm thinking we can get this thing solved, this issue of the price reduction. Let it be sustainable. Then there's this aspect, I remember the second one, which I was about bringing up, is, okay, as we talk, I'm going to, the thing came and just...
Don't worry,
just
it will definitely come back. Now, one of the biggest problems in Nigeria is preservation of
storage. Yeah.
So you're talking of building a market where people can keep their goods and for a week they will go and sell. What type of method of preservation? Let's take vegetable, for example. How do you preserve it to still look fresh for a whole week? Because some of the produce coming out from the farms are what should be eaten within a day or two.
Exactly.
So how can we get all this done?
Storage, yes, the problem of storage is still a problem. Yes, it's still, we haven't gotten to that level where we sustainably preserve the food we eat. That is why we have off-season and in-season foods. Just like apple, there are some mango, corn now is fading out. So these things shouldn't be fading out. So it's a prevalent problem we have in our society, in Nigeria, in Enugu as a whole. We don't have this storage culture. We don't know how to preserve our things, so that whenever you find corn, you have to see corn. It doesn't matter if it is within July, June, or May, anywhere, January to December, you have to see corn. You have to eat. So these are the things we want to achieve, because I'm a farmer, I'm using we. I don't believe in the government should do this for us. No, I'm not siding anybody. I'm not saying that they are doing what they're doing, they're okay. No, I'm saying that good followership begets good leadership. Because the farmers, the followers, are not demanding these things from the leaders. They're not leading them right. John Maxwell said something about the 360 degrees leadership. You lead from above, from below, from beside. So we can actually lead our leaders. We can preempt them. We can show them. We can meet them halfway. We shouldn't allow just the government should do these things for us. Cooperatives can come and have storage facilities. That is what we, as an association of Enugu State Young Farmers, want to establish. We want to make it like every cooperative should have something that they can do. There's a question somebody asked me that, okay, there have been these associations and organizations of farmers and all that. Why are we still hungry? Why there's food scarcity? Why are we still talking about food insecurity? So there's basically something they're not getting right. So these are what we are discussing now. They shouldn't wait for government to do everything for them. What we are planning to do is that we are above 1,000 on our platform right now. Just imagine if one person should pay 10,000 naira and we are 1,000. That is above, then now bring it up to the 17 local governments. We're having about 170 million. You know what that can do? Now the government will start seeking for you.
Because it depends on what your projections are.
It's going to do a lot. It's going to do a lot because with 170 million, you can get a grant, you can get a loan, you can do business with people. People can be willing to give you their money, knowing that you have. If it goes wrong, they will take from what you have. So there must be something you have so that something can come and be placed on top. So we need to start thinking outside the box. We, the farmers, myself, cooperative, everybody who is thinking about the poor people, the people with disabilities, the children, these people that are prone to not, having things on their own. We should be able to cater for them. We should start creating systems and structures that can ensure that these people that are supposed to do these things, they do them. Even if they don't do them, they have applications for grants. And so I'm just tasking myself and tasking other people. So let's try and make these things work out.
In doing that, at what point will we be looking forward to see that, yes, we're heading towards food security?
Yes, by the time we have this farmers market I mentioned, then the storage facility is in place, then the market now will now make the farmers to be coming out to farm. And then it now brings me to all season farming. Both the dry season and the wet season, you must farm. You must. Once you have storage, so there's no need for you not to farm. And once you have the right seeds, yes, because one of the things is that, people are talking about GMO and all that and the hybrid. They say once you plant it, it stays for some days and months, and if you replant, it won't grow again. So, but we don't want to go into all that. But I believe that there's a seed policy right now that, okay, what that seed policy is all about is let the right seeds get to the hands of farmers. Because planting, agriculture starts with the right seeds. If you have the wrong seeds, you have the wrong results. So once we have the right seeds given to them, or maybe they have a place they can go and buy, we can have a lab, a seed lab, where before you plant, you go and test it to know the kind of soil it can do best on. Then farmers can come out, invest their money and do these things.
But there's always been a place where research has always been done about farm produce in the Southwest, Ibadan to be precise, root crops research. So I'm wondering, why are farmers not taking advantage of the outcomes?
Farming smart.
Yes,
yeah.
outcomes of research.
Climate, farmers those days now, people say farming is part of the primitive Stone Age. Yes, we still do farming in this part of the world with, the way our forefathers have done it. So that is part of the problem. We don't do mechanized farming. We don't go into mechanization. We don't use machines, tractors, and all that. So that is why we still have this subsistence farming. We are not commercial. We don't go into the agro business. We only farm for me, myself, and I. We don't farm to export. We don't farm to feed the nation. It's just very few persons. If you talk about the farmers that are billionaires now, you mentioned Dangote, you mentioned Obasanjo in Nigeria and Africa. We don't even know more. But when you talk about the ICT, Microsoft, you start mentioning, why? Because of the modernization that they have brought into these things. Now we can plant using water. We're talking about sack farming. That's what we are doing in Enugu. We said, okay, young farmers are doing sack farming. We can plant about 10 crops in a sack. Then we are saying you don't need to do anything. Just call us, contact us. We get everything to your doorstep. We get the right soil. We mix it with the manure. We get the right seeds for you. We bring it. All you need to do is, if there is no rainfall, then you now water. You irrigate. But if there is rainfall, you allow it. The rain will water them and they will grow and they will do well. Then from time to time, we'll come to check these things. If it is some crops that need staking, come and put a stake for you so that the tendrils can find their way, like yam, ugu, and some other crops, you see. So these are the things we want to. Now, farmers don't even check weather forecast before going into farming. You see flooding everywhere. People are talking about this and that. So they don't farm smart. That is different. That is what we are bringing on board now. You know, we need more young persons to come into farming. That is the agro business of it. Farming is not all about just tilling the soil, using your hoes and your cutlasses and all that.
Waiting for weather.
Yes, there is agriculture and there is agri-science and there is agri-business. So whichever one you can play, what you have been doing is agriculture. You have not been doing agri-business. We have not been doing agro-science. Now, agro-science involves hydroponics, using water to grow your plant. Yes, that is where we have gone. Then the greenhouse. So you see, we are still far from these levels of agriculture.
Thank you for reminding me of greenhouse, because we're talking about how do you preserve vegetables.
Yeah.
And in my mind, greenhouse is perfect for that. Because if you have a lot of vegetables in the greenhouse, for example, where the markets are located, if you locate your greenhouse there and it's planted there, it's just a matter of moving it from the greenhouse to the counter there and selling. But basically, from all what we've been talking about, it does appear as if we're going back. What do I mean? Theory. I've not seen a timeline from your group saying, on our own, as a group, a cooperative, this is what we plan to do to take away hunger, at least from a small segment of the society, by ensuring that the next move will be to ensure that maize, for example, is on the table all year round. Yam is on the table all year round.
No, I mentioned that. That is part of our plan.
No, I want us to.
But what we are doing right now is to ensure that every household in Enugu has this sack farm at their homes. So we have been doing the campaign. We started, even Honorable Princess Obiajulu, the Deputy Chief Whip, the Member House of Assembly, has bought about 10 sacks from us. So before the beginning of this year, he has also brought about 300 sacks and shared to our constituents. It happened at Gariki, Enugu South. So we are urging all the House Assembly members to do same. If every household in Enugu should have 5 sacks in their homes, there are some things that they cannot go to the market to buy anymore. Vegetables, pepper, tomatoes, yam, scent leaf, name them, ginger. You can have these things in a sack. So that is what we are doing right now currently. So if you want me to get about 100 or 200 or 500 for you, I can get them within a week. You don't need to do anything. Just contact me, pay me, we'll deliver it to you. So that is what we are doing. We're ensuring that each household farms. So imagine that every household in Enugu is farming. The issue of hunger is gone. The issue of poverty is reduced to the barest minimum. So we should actually embrace this thing for now. Then other issues of the storage facility, and that is another one we are trying to save money. We want to know if we can contribute and know if the government can meet us halfway, because we know on our own we can do much. We have the numbers, we have the strength. So that is what we are doing basically. That is the practical thing we are doing right now.
Preservation, are you preserving to sell at a higher cost? Because I know that in the Southeast, one thing that people buy off the shelf as quickly as possible is palm oil. Yeah. When you have the harvest and it's like surplus, people buy it and hoard it and sell it when there's scarcity. I hope that's not your idea of preservation.
No. You know, the vision of Enugu State Young Farmers was born out of the need to solve hunger and poverty. Yes, if you join us on WhatsApp, that is the first thing you see there on the group info. So we are doing this thing in all sincerity, because agriculture doesn't know if you're a man or a woman, or which political party you are, or which belief you have, or anything. we are solving the issue of hunger. So we can't hoard when we know people are hungry, when we know this needs to be in the hands of people. So we sell. Even there was a time the president announced it that if you go to any warehouse where you see they are holding, open it so that people, the demand is not meeting the supply. The supply is not meeting the demand. So we are out in all sincerity to do this thing, and we believe we are going to do it. We have the numbers. People are buying into the vision. As I speak to you now, we are developing Enugu State Young Farmers in all the 17 local governments. Imagine when we have 1,000 in each local government. That is 17,000.
What about the schools?
Yes, we have been carrying this campaign. We have gone to Queen's Model one day. We have taught the pupils, the secondary school students there. Even we have even gone to churches. We have gone to St. Patrick at Ninth Mile to teach the congregants. And there are some schools again like CIC. We're talking with the principal there to know HRWC, all those. So that is what we are doing. The campaign is enormous. All we need is just a little support. And patronage also. We need more of the media houses to announce it, to let people know about it, because people don't know about the sack family. People don't know.
Are you sure?
Yes, a lot of people don't know.
Now.
A lot of people don't know. So if you check, we need more of the awareness. We need more of the campaign. People should know that if a woman goes to the market to buy vegetables, she should be asked why. Why are you going to buy the vegetables? Why can't you grow this in your house? You can even use paint buckets.
But just a moment there, just a thought. If everybody farms, you know that some women, especially the ones coming from the villages to the markets, what they plant is just vegetables.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, if you now say if a woman goes to the market to buy vegetable, then she doesn't know what she's doing, automatically means that the woman whose mainstay in terms of revenue is vegetable farming, what happens to her business?
Okay, so we are saying that then there could be, but in agro-business, if you are farming in the house, it's not that you are doing it for business. You are doing it just because maybe if you need fresh vegetable from farm to table, you go and get it. And if you want to eat healthy too, yes, if you want to farm organically, you do it yourself. So we are not saying you should leave your business and focus on agriculture, no. And plants is just something you can just keep, and once the sunlight comes, the rain comes, photosynthesis, and your plants are growing. So it doesn't demand so much from you. So that's why it's a culture. That's why it's called agriculture. So that culture is not being practiced very
So
well.
how do we encourage other youths?
No.
Because if you check the youth population in Nigeria, it's a huge number
Exactly. Yeah.
compared to the total population.
Yeah.
In Africa and the world, Nigerian population is the largest in terms of youth.
Yeah.
But look at your numbers. You're still trying to get up to 1,000 per each local government in Enugu.
That is 17,000 out of...
Not all over the southeast, when in terms of population, you have the numbers. So at this point, how do you get other youths to see the same vision, understand the mission, and know that at the end of the day, there'll be food on the table and money in the bank?
Yes, it's just to have more awareness created. Let them know that we are no longer doing agriculture the old way. We have gotten this new method of farming. Our motto is new approach to farming. So yes, we are having the youth coming with their smart way of farming, bringing the innovations, the creativity and all that. And we can't do without the older people, the people that have been there. So there should be a smooth transmission of this knowledge from the older ones to the younger ones. There should be a connection where these younger ones comes up with their smart tech savvy nature into the business, like having drones in farmland also. Yes, having what's it called again? You can check what is happening in your farm, like the GPS coordinates Enugu State are using now. Yes, Enugu State is actually using a smart method of farming. This issue of I'm a farmer but you don't have farmland is solved already in Enugu. So you tell us that you have a farmland. We tell you, okay, go download the GPS camera from your Play Store, go and take a picture of you in your farmland.
Farmland,
So
yeah.
the picture captures your face and your farmland
and
generates
locates you.
yes, your coordinates. So you send it to us, we save it with your details on our data. Then if you're in your farmland, we can just visit you anytime, even if you are not there, to ascertain the information that you have given to us. If you say you have 10 hectares, we'll come and see if actually you have 10 hectares. If you say you have this number of birds, we'll come and ascertain that. So you see, we are farming smart. We are beginning to get these things. And the youth, these are the things they want to see.
So, is there any connection between what you're doing in Enugu and the other Southeast states? Because, remember, if the demand is more than the supply, we go back to square one. You will have the same middlemen
Yeah.
coming into Enugu to take the produce back to the other states,
Yeah.
which is not bad in terms of business,
Yes. Yes.
but which would defeat the overall aim
Of the
of
price
ensuring
reduction.
that
Yeah.
there is food on the table of every person.
Yeah. So the Enugu State Young Farmers is trying to have the branch in all the southeast. I've had persons calling me from Anambra, Imo, Ebonyi, telling me that they want to replicate the same thing in their states. So we have opened chapters around there, and we have AFAN, All Farmers Association of Nigeria. It has always been there, and they have a youth wing which we are trying to bring up because of now I'm having the two positions as the director of National Youth Council of Nigeria Agricultural Directorate. So since AFAN wasn't that very strong before we came in, we're trying to know if we can use that name also, because Enugu State Young Farmers has been there. These are 50A, and we also have branded rice and gari that we sell. So we are into, this youth needs to know that it's not all about farming. You can farm and have your own packaged product. Your name and your business name will be written on it. Then all those things that you have, like the packaging, the branding, the marketing, the distribution, should be there. And the youth also needs to be assured of their safety. Yes, safety of lives, property, and money too. So these are the things they need to see before they can come in fully. And we are assuring them that yes, we are going to partner. The youth needs to come in first. Yes, we want them to come in. Once they are in, then they can now know how they can do these things differently. Yes, so no, because the problem we're having is these people that have been there will not relinquish power to us like that. I know they say power is not given, it's taken, but we're not struggling power with anybody. We know we still need them on there to teach us. We just want to learn, we want to grow, and we know we need them. There should be a collaboration. The relationship should be symbiotic. We need to learn and they need to learn from us. So that is how we can move.
And that's how we will say thank you for coming on to Southeast News. Kenneth Eze. He says he's a farmer, but from our conversation, he has more than just being a farmer. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming on to
Thank you. I
Southeast
appreciate it.
News.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll take you to Anambra State, where Ndu Okpaleze will be talking to us. Welcome back to Southeast News. I did promise that I'll take you to Anambra State, where Ndu Okpala is the Abiru chief in Anambra is waiting. Ndu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I don't know what happened to me mispronouncing your surname, but forgive me.
There's no problem. It always happens.
No, please don't let it always happen.
Not with you, but with people. That's the way it is.
All right.
It's part of human nature.
Now, just last week, we were talking about the NMA strike action, and I was glad to know that it's over, but happier because at the end of the day, the man has been released unharmed.
Yes.
Now that the strike is over, how are the hospitals?
Well, yes, the strike is over, but they called it off yesterday, which was Sunday, and today is Monday. Even though we want to believe that still at home is not as strong as it used to be, but it's still there. So the hospitals are not a beehive of activities as it used to be. For instance, at Amako, that's the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital, Oka. Patients are trickling in. They are not, the wards are not as full as it used to be, but the doctors and other health personnel are there, rendering services. I want to believe that by tomorrow, it will pick up. Those who have not even known that the strike is over, we know by tomorrow.
Okay.
So things will move on.
Now, is Anambra State's government and the security agencies doing anything positive concerning the insecurity, especially cases of kidnapping?
Yes, I want to tell you that because on Friday, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, held a meeting with community leaders, that is the traditional rulers and presidents general of all the communities in Anambra State. He convoked a meeting in Oka here, and all they discussed was security. At the end of the day, he admitted that things are not as good as he would want it to be, but that plans are there. Plans have been made. You know, some of these meetings is not everything that they discuss, before the media, but they came out assuring people that things are going to be better. And I want to believe that because if you look at the security architecture, especially the police, that combining efforts all the more with the military, the army, the police, the air force, navy, and other paramilitary agencies. They are all combining efforts, and you see them more at checkpoints now. The roads are not, free of police checkpoints or stop and search. More of them are coming out. And even at the villages, even at the hinterlands, you find out that the vigilantes, because they were also part of that security meeting, their leaders attended. So they have gone home to cascade down the information they got from the meeting, and they are beginning to get the results. Because more and more communities are catching up with people that are not people of that show criminal behavior, and handing them over to the police.
Okay. Well done. Now, there was an assignment you were given when we didn't have any positive answers. I don't know if we have answers right now concerning those 3 people from a particular community that were kidnapped on the same day from different locations. People from Akpo.
Yes, you are referring to the people that were kidnapped along
Nkolo Akpo Road, yes.
Yes. Well, nothing good has come out so far. I don't know whether they are trying to manage the information or that it's just like that. But each time I get across to the police, they will just tell you that they are on top of it. That nothing so far, there has not been any link. I keep wondering whether it is a different style altogether coming up.
All right, we'll find out more about that as we continue. But for now, I need to say thank you very much, Ndu Okpalaeze, for coming on to Southeast News.
You're welcome.
And that's where we say it's a wrap today on the program. Barik Mado is my name. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.